back to them fellows podcast. We're here recording right after the last episode because we ran out of things to talk about for the console wars. So we decided to just record another. We decided to cut that short, make that a short episode, and we're gonna make another episode now. So there we go. This is that episode. You wanna explain what we're talking about today?
Oh, we're talking about gaming icons. That's pretty much what we're talking. I mean, you're gonna
Gaming?
title the video "Gaming Icons," so people
Yeah,
already know what we're talking about.
but I didn't title the stream that, even though no one's watching. Okay.
YouTube, I mean.
Yes, YouTube. Um, so, gaming icons. What exactly, specifically, huh? Gaming icons. You want to start with the discussion because I don't know where to start.
What do you brought up the subject? Like, what do you mean by gaming icons? We're gonna talk about like
Yeah, we'll
Sonic
just
or
discuss them. Let's start with the major
Zelda,
the
Link.
major icon. You got Super Mario Bros. The Mario. And yeah, well, I would say actually Donkey Kong is also an icon because that was the very first ever appearance of Mario, who has probably become the most iconic figure in gaming. There's not a lot of people who don't know who Mario is. Even like non-gamers know who Mario is.
Yeah, everybody knows who Mario is. Like his first game.
And everyone,
If you haven't even played the game,
Yeah,
you still know
pretty-
who Mario is.
and
He also
pretty
has a TV show.
yeah. Oh, the Super Mario Bros. Super Show.
Yeah, I mean, also he was in Japan a lot
Yeah, and pretty much
because he
everyone.
originated from Japan.
Yeah, and pretty much everyone can recognize the classic tune, the doo doo boop ba doop boop 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 doop doop boop boop ba doop boop boop ba doop ba doop boop.
It's kind of weird that
Japanese
Japanese people made like a Italian stereotype who goes into a strange
Yeah,
land called the Mushroom Kingdom, who eats mushrooms to power up in flowers too. And yeah, it's just weird.
It's a very strange concept, like a lot of uh early games that became icons. You've got Mario, yes, the Italian stereotype who the
It was made
hyper
by
Italian
Japanese people.
was made by Japanese people, runs through Mushroom World Kingdom to save a princess from a big turtle and eats mushrooms to get bigger.
Yeah, I think these icons are just made by the developers just taking drugs.
Yeah. And so, yeah,
So we're starting out with Nintendo. So anybody
Nintendo, yeah.
else like Samus, Zelda?
Donkey Kong, because I didn't really know why Donkey Kong was a Mario character, but you know, he was the first appearance of Mario himself in the arcade game Donkey Kong, which was also a strange concept. A big gorilla just
Well, before that,
snatches
there's
this lady.
No, it was Mario Bros.
I
And
thought
they
that
just
came after Donkey
took out
Kong.
turtles in the sewers.
Well, that came after
I don't
Donkey
know.
Kong
Doesn't
because
really matter, but
Donkey Kong came first because there was because Mario wasn't even named Mario, he was named Jumpman. It was very original.
okay. So Donkey Kong, he started in Donkey Kong.
And you know, he just had his own games with the Donkey Kong Country. He's become very separate from Mario. There've been lots of Kongs. We can't talk about the Kongs without talking about the beautiful Donkey Kong rap from Donkey Kong 64, can we? That was
Never even played Donkey Kong 64. Only saw that rap and that's it.
yeah, same, but I know about the rap. That was the greatest rap music I've ever heard, perhaps even rivaling Knuckles' theme from Sonic Adventure. But I don't know.
I mean,
That's
have you even
dangerous
seen his
territory.
TV show?
Yes, I have unfortunately seen the Donkey Kong Country TV show, and I regret it
Y-
immensely.
Yeah, usually with these popular icons, they get a TV show.
And it sucks. Usually when they make
It
video
always
game
sucks.
adaptations into movies or TV shows, it pretty much always sucks. Um, yeah, Diddy, Diddy Kang. You got then they just made up all the different Kongs. You got Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, Tiny Kong. Oh, I believe was one. Cranky Kong, who you may not know, Cranky Kong is the original Donkey Kong from the arcade game.
I think I heard about that, but I didn't know it.
You got Funky
Which would
Kong.
actually mean that
Who's a,
Donkey Kong Jr. is the current Donkey Kong.
yes, I believe so. That is Donkey Kong Jr. And Diddy Kong. Is Diddy Kong actually related to Donkey Kong? I
I don't
always thought
know.
he was.
Might be his cousin.
Yeah, we don't know that much Donkey Kong knowledge. But
Yeah, we know a bunch of Sonic and Zelda.
Sonic and Zelda, yeah, that's where it's at. Uh, if we're on the subject of Nintendo, let's continue to Zelda, which would be probably their second biggest icon, was the Legend of Zelda, the title which confused millions. Probably not millions, I don't know. Title which confused a lot of people because, yeah, everyone thought the main character was Zelda. I thought the main character. I was guilty of that when I was a little kid. I thought his name was Zelda.
Well, the canon name is Zelda, but you can name him whatever you want.
No, the canon name is Link.
I mean, a Link.
You
I just said
you
Zelda.
just said Zelda. Oh my goodness, you just did it. Yes, you
I
can name
did
him
it.
whatever you
You
want.
said once you said I think he's Zelda. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
and then my brain's all like, oh, he's Zelda now. And then I was like, wait a minute, he's Link.
Except for Breath of the Wild, where you don't get a choice. Your name is Link. You don't.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
Breath of the Wild's the only Zelda game where you don't get a choice. I
Don't get to
mean,
name him.
and of course, as with every icon, there are usually great games, but mistakes are made. Such as the CDI games. In Zelda's case, we
Everybody
gotta
knows it as a meme.
I'm going to
It's
elaborate
just
on
a,
this on the story for
it's
for
a
all
big meme.
for all who may not know. I'm going to elaborate here. So long ago, there's there's this company called Philips, and they're like, you know what? We're gonna make a game console with CDs. So they called it the CDI, and so they were like, hey Nintendo, can we make a Zelda game and a Mario game and another Zelda game? And they're like, all right, cool, whatever. So they made Hotel Mario, which was terrible, and it was not official Nintendo game. Well, it was licensed by Nintendo technically, but
Yeah.
Nintendo was not partaking in the development, and it just became a meme because of the terrible cutscenes and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't even known until, the people just dug it
Used
out of
it
the
as a
grave and just
meme.
made videos about it.
And then
Like JonTron.
then they were able to make a couple Zelda games, the Faces of Link, the Faces of Evil, and Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon, and then also Zelda's Adventure, which were all terrible, and they all had terrible. Hang on, I just have to cut to game conversation a bit because there's a llama in a tree, and it's fantastic. It's glorious. That is a sentence I am so glad I got to say in my lifetime. I'm glad to have experienced this. Um, all the stuff fell out of the tree. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Zelda.
Zelda CDI.
Zelda CDI. It sucks. That's all there is
That's
to it.
it.
It sucks. The cutscenes were beautifully animated. Just
And
beautifully.
Microsoft Paint.
Microsoft Microsoft Paint. But anyway, most Zelda games have been fantastic. The Wind Waker is one of my personal favorite games of all time. It's just great. The music, of course, the music in both Mario and Zelda games are pretty much always phenomenal. Zelda more than Mario because,
Yeah, it's more heroic. Yeah.
more heroic Mario. But Mario's very catchy tunes that are memorable.
Yeah,
Memorable, catchy tunes. And Zelda's more
is that the
heroic.
only bad Zelda game?
What? The CDI ones?
Yep.
No,
Other
actually.
those are-
Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. I personally did not care for. I just really didn't like it. I didn't play that much of it, but I didn't. That's because I did not like it at all. I started the game and I was like, what do I do? Where do I go? There's nothing. Which is how it was in the first Zelda game, but
Yeah, that's
but that's why I wanted exploring, and really the only place I found some towns. I was like, nah, that's not where I'm supposed to go. And really the only other place that I could find was this cave, and so I went in the cave and I just kept getting hurt by some invisible thing, and then I just died, and then I restarted, and the same thing happens, and I'm like, you know what, this isn't great. And just a lot of people didn't like
this
it
game
because
sucks.
it was so different from what Zelda was. Like the style of the overworld, and then you go into the battle things in 2D, and the dungeons were in the 2D, and the jumpies, and it was just odd. It was different than what Zelda had been. And then Link to the Past, they brought it back better than ever. Link to the Past is a fantastic game. Um, any other comments you want to make on Zelda, or do we want to move on?
No, it's a fantastic series. Only had a couple of bad games. There's the CDI ones and the NES, the Zelda 2 one. But otherwise, it was a decent series.
Hmm. And of course, even with every game, there's people who don't like it, and there's people who, if you go on Metacritic for literally any game, there will be bad reviews. From, well, not always bad critic reviews, but there will be bad user reviews, I guarantee you, and they're usually stupid. Um, Unless it's a bad game, but it's and there will be good reviews for terrible games. Except Sonic Boom. I have never seen a living person defend Sonic Boom as a good game.
But they have defend the TV show, right? They said it was good.
Yeah,
Right?
I like the TV show actually. And people even I think that's why Sonic Boom is worse than Sonic 06, because even Sonic 06 has at least a handful of fans, and it has a couple good things about it, like the graphics are good, the music is good, and it does
Yeah.
have a handful of fans, but Sonic Boom is just beyond that.
Well, the only reason why I play Sonic 06 is because of glitches. They're just funny.
Yeah. Well, you said you got it because, well, first of all, we're
Well,
not
it
even
looked good.
yeah, we're not even on to Sonic yet though. What are you
Yeah.
doing? We haven't we're no.
You brought up Sonic. You
I did bring up Sonic. I'm sorry, that's my fault.
yeah.
But uh pretty a lot of Nintendo series have just become very pretty much every Nintendo series has become, well, not every, but a lot of Nintendo series have become super iconic. Like, you got Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong. Metroid is another one that uh just has a ton of fans, and it pretty much always bring good games. I haven't played that many Metroid games because
Uh,
there's just been such a gap in releases. Like, especially recently, there's not been a Metroid game for a very long time.
okay. The only ones I played are Super Metroid and I think Metroid Prime.
Yeah, that's the
But
same for
no, it
me.
wasn't.
And I played the
It was
original
like a
Metroid as
pinball
well.
game. It was
Oh,
for the DS. It was a
oh,
pinball
I
game.
don't know what that is then. I played Metroid, Super Metroid, and Metroid Prime, which I need to play more of because I barely played any of it. I played a little bit because I have the Metroid Prime trilogy on the Wii, and so I have to use the motion controls of pointing to aim, and no, I'm not a fan of that, but uh, I'll work through it because I need to play more. I need to play those games because I only played a little bit of the first one, and I have all three on the disc. I played a little bit of the first one, and then I just played the multiplayer of Metroid Prime 2 because
Okay,
it's
so
fun.
Metroid. Why it was so iconic is because it was a good game, like with Bounty Hunter, and
Who
the
turned
big
out to be
shock that it,
female,
yeah,
yeah, which was a big thing at the time. Like there wasn't really a lot of female heroes in video games. You
in
had
video
like
games at least. Not,
Zelda,
I mean,
yeah,
there's female, yeah, in
heroes, but yeah,
literature and stuff, but
in video games there wasn't a lot of female representation, and then they just made her like super badass in this like awesome suit, killing aliens, doing awesome things, and then you know yeah, like Zelda and Peach, which Zelda has in later Zelda games that become like, she does things and she's become a kind of a hero as on her own. But, back in the old Zelda days, and like Zelda and Peach pretty much just waited for Link or Mario to come and save them and do whatever. But then you had, Samus, which is
yep.
awesome. Samus was cool. Samus was great, and people just really like Metroid. That's all there is to it. And there's Metroid Prime 4 coming for the Switch, which I'm super hyped about because I'll be able to use it with a right stick to aim, and that'll be fantastic.
Okay,
In a traditional
any
shooter
other
fashion.
icons?
If we're still on Nintendo, I think we can touch on Kirby real quick because Kirby isn't
Oh
as
yeah,
iconic,
Kirby.
but Kirby, but it's not as iconic as the aforementioned ones, but it's still very popular and got a lot of good games.
Yep, it's about a pink
It's
circle
about a pink
that can
circle that
swallow up
that
things,
swallow
and
things and then steals their identity. Aw, dang it.
yeah.
It's about
Oh
identity theft,
no.
kids. Promoting good messages. Kirby
Oh,
is
you're
about
dead.
identity theft. Yeah, Kirby's all about identity theft, Good messages for the little kids. Um,
Yep.
oh, and Pokemon. We haven't talked about Pokemon. That's a
Yeah, we
big
haven't
one.
Pokemon.
Pokemon's a big one. I don't actually know what came first with Pokemon because there's the anime, there's the trading card game, there's the games, the video games. I don't know what one came first.
There's so many Pokemon
There's
games.
so much Pokemon stuff. There's so many Pokemon.
Yeah, there's like the red version, there's the blue version, there's the green version, there's the purple version, the yellow version, every color
The
imaginable.
beige version.
Yeah, we got Pokemon Beige, we got Pokemon Gold, we got Pokemon Silver,
And now you got,
Pokemon Emerald.
and of course, popularity skyrocketed when Pokemon Go came out, and then that died. But but then you've got Pokemon. You got the new Pokemon games coming out for Switch. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and that's like what? That's a new adventure in the Kanto region from the first games, Red and Blue, and you, but it's just a new adventure. But instead of wild battles, well, instead of like wild Pokemon battles, it's got the capture system from Pokemon Go, and you like flick the Joy-Con to do it. So a lot of people are yeah, about that. But yeah, Pokemon is a big one, especially its variety of forms. Have hit just Pokemon's been able to reach a wide variety of audiences with its different forms and
Uh,
mediums.
yeah, I only played like 3 Pokemon games because there's so many of them. There's
Yeah, that's more than I can say for myself. I played the original. I played Pokemon Blue version a little bit, and that's that. There we go. That's my Pokemon video game experience. I also have Pokken
I
Tournament,
played the I played
which
the
doesn't count.
black version, black and white. It's
Pokemon Black and White, very
yep, and
and
gold,
and
heart,
Gold,
heart and gold,
Heart
or
Gold and
gold
Soul
was.
Silver. Yeah, they make the remakes to be like uh they make the remakes like uh fancy names. You've got Pokemon Red and Blue. Then they remade Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green for some reason. Even though it was Red and Blue, they remade it as Fire Red and Leaf Green. I don't know why. It makes no sense. There was no green version. You got Gold and Silver, boom, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. You got what was the next one? Ruby and Sapphire, boom. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. You got was it Black and White next, or am I missing one? I feel like I'm missing I feel like I'm missing a generation. That was 3 generations, right? And then Pokemon Black and White I thought was fifth genera generation.
I don't even know.
I think I'm missing one. So that one and that one and that one. You know, those ones. Um, then you got Black and White. What did they remake those as? I forget. Did they even
Oh
remake
yeah, they had
those?
black and white too.
Oh yeah, Black 2 and White 2. Then you got yeah, so it wasn't really a remake. It
We're not gonna
was
name off all the Pokemon's
you
games,
had
are we? No.
you had X and Y and
Oh
Z,
no.
and then you had
You had Pokemon Rangers.
did they? I don't think they remade X and Y yet. That would be silly. Then you had Sun and Moon. What was it, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon or something? I don't know. Freaking Pokemon. There's lots of games. Play them.
Play them. There's bad ones. There's good ones because there's so many games.
Yeah. Then you've got yeah. Is that really it for Nintendo? I mean, they've had a lot of iconic characters, but I think those are the big ones.
I
Unless
mean,
I'm
there's Star Fox.
yeah. There's some more minor ones like Star Fox, Kid Icarus,
Yeah.
especially recently with Pit being in Smash and in Kid Icarus Uprising.
I mean, he only had 2 games. The original, the NES one, and the Uprising one that
No, he
was
had three
released
games.
20
There was
years
one on the
later.
Game Boy. There was
3.
Kid Icarus 2 on the Game Boy. So he has 3 games.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, of Myths and Monsters. That's what it was called. Um,
Well, we're not talking about the minor ones.
the what?
We're not talking about the minor ones, just the major ones.
Yeah, we're talking about the major ones. And then, of course, Mario's major rival was Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog. Another case of
Yeah.
how did you come up with this? What is this? But we just accept it because it's an icon. A humanoid talking
Yeah.
blue, super fast blue hedgehog who
So
travels
pretty much
through.
Sega need an
Who
okay, Sega
travels?
needed an icon
Yeah,
to combat Mario, and that's pretty much how Sonic was made.
yeah. Who goes fast through conveniently made pathways for him to go fast. Um, and with his buddy Tails, the two-tailed fox, who can fly with his two tails like Rayman with his hair.
Like
Uh,
a helicopter.
he and his sometimes friend Knuckles, who doesn't chuckle, who's an echidna, that that yeah, that punches things and digs things, and he protects the Master Emerald to stop. And they try to stop Dr. Robotnik, aka Eggman, from using animals to power little robots. At least that was the original story. But then they got a bunch of different stories, and all. We're not gonna go over the story of every Sonic game because they all have a very different story.
Yeah, it's
So,
very different.
but I'm talking about the original and just how did you come up with something like this? It's very strange, but whatever. Um, let's just talk about some of the Sonic characters as well. You got some interest. You got lots of interesting characters to cover with Sonic Adventure. There's lots of not Sonic Adventure, just Sonic in general. You got the three that I talked about. Then you got just tons of characters. You got Amy, who is a pink hedgehog with a hammer, and she's obsessive with Sonic.
Yeah, she first appeared in Sonic CD.
Yes. Ah, dang it, you got me. Never mind. I shouldn't be talking about the game. Whatever. Distracted. Okay. Um, although I just need to touch on something with Amy a second, right? Amy's a hedgehog. So,
Yes.
but in Sonic Adventure at least, she's not as fast as Sonic, while Tails and Knuckles are. And
Yes.
and her hair, the way her hair is, makes her look more like an echidna because you know how they do hair in hair mean equals species in that game. You know, most of the hedgehogs like Sonic, Silver, and Shadow all have, you know, the spiky whoosh, but the echidnas like Knuckles and Tikal have it like down, like they have like dreads or I don't know, they have
Dreadlocks.
dreadlocks, but Amy's hair looks more like Knuckles and Tikal than, you know, Sonic and Shadows. So she looks more like
But
an
she does have
echidna,
dreadlocks.
but it's more downwards. There's just lots of characters
Because she's a female, and that's it.
and then
She's a girl.
For Sonic Forces they just gave up and they're like, you know what? We're tired. We ran out of character ideas. Make your own. They've had some fantastic characters like Big the Cat. That would, you know, quality character right there, Big the Cat. Oh my goodness. Confirmed for Team Sonic Racing. End me now. Uh
Okay. Uh,
I'll just get in this bush. Wait, I
so
shouldn't be
anything about
talking.
Sonic games?
Um there Sonic has had a rough history. It's been a bumpy ride.
You try to do a bunch of different things, like turning into a werehog and dealing with aliens that give him superpowers, and being his past self called Classic Sonic in Generations.
There have been lots of good ones and lots of bad ones. It's the sorry, we're trying to focus on the game here, but let's continue talking about Sonic. Um, yeah, there've been lots of good Sonic games, but also quite a few bad ones like Sonic Boom, Sonic 06, and then some just average ones like Sonic Forces. Uh, but they pretty much always have a kickin' soundtrack because yeah, Sonic soundtrack is great. So then you got what else? We got I'm kind of tired. So I'm not being that enthusiastic. Also, we try to focus on the game. Uh,
Yep. So,
next next time should we just stay in the
n-
in the Fortnite lobby and then we just
yeah.
talk? Yeah, let's just do that next. Should we just do that now then? Just talk
Yeah, do it now.
rather than
Okay.
gameplay. All right, we're gonna make this more podcasty. Sorry, people who watched the gameplay, but whatever.
If you made it this far, kudos to you.
Good job. You a real one. Uh, what other? It's really just those were kind of the major icons. Mostly Nintendo.
I mean, Sega had more characters,
They
but
just got
they focused
overlooked
more on
by
Sonic.
Sonic. They just focused on Sonic. Yeah.
Yeah, like Alex Kidd, Streets of Rage. I play that a lot. Altered Beast, even though that was very
You gotta
weird.
stream some Streets of
Rocket
Rage,
Knight
dude.
Adventure.
Yeah. Well, then they
Yeah,
just got
they're-
overlooked.
A lot of them
'Cause-
are just very overshadowed.
And Sega just started focusing on
Oh,
Sonic.
Shinobi, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
And I guess
yeah, I
there's
can't.
those are really the icons that kind of began in the classic days, which has given them time to cement their iconic status. But then you've got like
Toe Jam and Earl.
you've got things that have kind of become big and pretty iconic in the gaming world in later years, like Halo is a big one.
Oh, we're talking about recent ones now.
Yeah, recent-ish that have just become
Yeah,
iconic.
Master Chief. I don't know that much about Halo.
Me neither. I have not played a single Halo game, and I feel bad about that. No, I did play a little Halo 2 at your house, actually, but then you
Yeah.
just beat me.
You're gonna rematch me.
Yeah, I will rematch you whenever that happens because family reunion or whatever next weekend so I can even
Yes.
come. Okay. Great, mate.
Also,
Final Fantasy is one.
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy. How can
That's big. How can we?
we're just thinking right off the spot. We never have a script.
Yeah, we just improvise every time. We don't have a script that we focus on because we try to focus on the game. But now we've made the executive
There is no game.
decision. Now there is no game. Just like the game, there is no game. There is no game. Yeah, well, yee. Mega Man. Mega Man is a
Yes.
big one as well. Mega Man.
Okay, Final Fantasy is just
Final-
a fantasy
fin-
adventure. You gotta
Final-
save the world. It's pretty
Well,
much whatever
there's
Final
always a
Fantasy game.
There's always a different plot.
Yeah,
and
it's
they're not
different
connected
setting.
at all.
Yeah,
I only played Final Fantasy VI and I loved it. It was fantastic, beautiful, beautiful. Great story, great characters, great music, great
yeah. They
gameplay.
usually have great stories.
Yeah.
Except for 1 through 3 are just bland. Just
Yeah.
save the world, and that's it.
Especially when I played a little bit of Final Fantasy, the original Final Fantasy, just a little bit, and it was just like, save the world, please. We're all dying.
But it's also
Save
it's also confusing. It's like these 4 great monsters. The first boss, Garland, he was corrupted. So once you kill him, the 4 like great creatures bring him back in time, and then resurrect him, become chaos, and then he sends himself forward in time, where then he dies again, and then the 4 just send him back in time, so he revives again and becomes chaos. And it's just a cycle somehow.
Yeah. All right. Well, spoilers ahead. Beep, body, boop. Spoilers. Final Fantasy VI. It has great characters that you can, and it has personally one of my favorite villains of all time, Kefka. Just because he's straight insane. I don't know. He's just crazy, and also
He's crazy and unpredictable.
one of the only villains in gaming history, or just in history, to successfully destroy the world. Except then it's still there, it just sucks. And then you gotta They gotta
Final Fantasy. Actually, no. I'd
the
actually be
world of
spoiling
ruin.
that.
The world of ruin. Yeah, and then you bada bing, bada
I
boom,
mean,
gotta fight him.
spoilers for Final Fantasy 15. The
Oh,
villain
don't.
successfully just what?
No, I haven't played. I don't know if I even want to. All right, continue.
Yeah, that you said. Oh, I'm not gonna play that. I'm going to just reminisce about Final Fantasy 6.
Yeah, instead of ever playing another Final Fantasy game. Carry on.
So in Final Fantasy 15, the villain successfully ends. Well, he makes the world filled with darkness because darkness is bad, and there's a bunch of
Oh,
monsters in darkness. So yeah, he just makes the whole world dark.
yeah.
And then you, as the prince, has to kill. But you also had to sacrifice yourself to save the world and give light to it.
And then
Sounds like Kingdom Hearts when I
yeah.
explain it.
Final Fantasy VII gets all the attention. Uh, it's probably the most famous, and Cloud is probably the most famous Final Fantasy character. And so everyone's like, and Square Enix is like, oh, everyone likes Final Fantasy VII and Cloud, so we're just gonna focus on them, and we're just gonna exploit that. We're gonna put Cloud in Smash. We're gonna make a Final Fantasy VII movie. We're gonna make a remake. We're gonna do all this stuff.
We're gonna have those mobile games.
Those mobile games. Don't talk to me about the Final Fantasy VI mobile game. Not today, sir. The remake for PC and mobile of Final Fantasy VI was not the kind of remake I want. I want a full remake in the style of the 7 remake. That's what I want. But that will never happen. Probably.
Okay.
I also played
Anything
a little
else
bit
about
of
Final Fantasy?
I played a little bit of Final Fantasy X, and just one thing I want to note with Final Fantasy X is that I could not tell when it switched from a cutscene to actual gameplay. So I'd just stand there for a while and be like, "Oh, I'm supposed to be playing. All right, cool."
Oh, that happened at the end of the big episode on my channel, Tormenting Ourselves, featuring Captain Skizzy. I was just
Go watch
standing
that
there.
link in the description.
Watch that in the description. I just like skip near the end of the video, and you'll just see me just not doing anything, and my analog stick is just like stuck, so it looks like Big is like in a cutscene. He's moving forward, and I was like, "Oh wait, I'm actually playing."
Yeah, actually play. Yeah, we can move on for Final Fantasy. Mega Man, who I always forget is not a Nintendo character. He's a Capcom?
Capcom.
Capcom. Capity Com.
Capcom.
Captain Com. Mega Man is hard. That's all I gotta say. It's hard, and I like it.
Yeah, you could go check out that video on Captain
I like
Skizzy.
it. I like it, but I also hate it for the same time because I suck at hard games.
Mega Man Rage Fun Times.
Mega Man, and then there's Mega Man X, which is really good, even though I never play it, but I've heard it's good.
It's good. It's challenging.
I played Mega
I
Man
have it.
Extreme, which was like an 8-bit version for like the game. I think it was for the Game Boy Color or something. I don't know. Mega Man Extreme. And it was you know, Mega Man, cool.
Okay. So we
So,
talked about Nintendo with all
oh,
their icons, and
Pac-Man.
Sega just
Pac-Man is
overshot.
the
Well,
OG.
with Sonic and but he's Namco.
Yeah, but it's Pac-Man. He's like he is gaming.
He is gaming.
He is gaming. Pac-Man.
Yeah, when you recommend a game that to a non-gamer, just say Pac-Man.
Pac-Man. What game would you recommend to start gaming? Pac-Man. Go
Pac-Man.
go. I mean, you can get it like anywhere. You can get it on your phone.
It's free on the computer. It's free on your phone.
You can just type in Pac-Man in Google and
Play
you
at
can play
Craig's
Pac-Man.
Cruisers.
Yeah, you can just type Pac-Man into Google and play Pac-Man. And just Pac-Man is
Yeah.
there. You can just play it. Uh, well there we go. There's Pac-Man. Anything else we want to address for icons of gaming?
No, I can't think of any Nintendo ones. Unless you say it, and then I'm like, oh, that one.
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that one. The,
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the Nintendo
I
one.
forgot about that one.
Oh yeah.
Let me just look at the Smash list, and I'll just.
Yeah, the Smash
Oh, there's
roster.
Pikmin.
Pikmin
There's
is
Pikmin.
that's not an icon. That's just Pikmin.
That's just Pikmin.
Well, I think,
There's Earthbound, Ness.
but that's more like minor, really. I think we've got it for the major icons. So there we go. We've talked about some icons, and now it's that's
Oh yeah, I'm
gonna,
looking at the Smash list.
that's gonna be it.
Okay,
really.
we got Splatoon, but
Splatoon. I mean, that's more recent, but
we got Fire Emblem, Ice Climbers, Metal Gear Solid. Even though that
oh yeah, Fire Emblem, the game that Nintendo that makes up the majority of the Smash roster, even though most people playing Smash have never played a Fire Emblem game and don't know who any of those characters are.
Yup.
Well, that's gonna have to cut it for today's episode. It's your cue. Again, you forgot again.
Oh, say it again.
That's it for today's episode.
You're damn right, Knuckles.